Are we gaming? It looks like we are gaming. Hell yeah. Let's go. Hello, gamers. How is it going? What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Are we gaming? I think we're gaming. Okay, let me get the music started. Let's... bam. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's wait a little bit for people to arrive. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're gonna do it. We're doing it. That was the deck list for a minute. Whoops. Okay, getting into it. The only change to this deck list from when I last played on Sunday is after playing against lands, moon stompy lands or whatever, and the fact that I played against lands like at almost once every league for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. I guess like excluding the accidental break that I took. I've just been playing against lands all the time. So I went back up to 2 Wrath of the Skies. I cut the Fairy Macabre from the sideboard. It's a pretty good card to bring back potentially, but I also just still have not played against Reanimator once. I just play against lands and Moon Stompy. So we'll see what happens. I think notably, I think it is a little bit safer to cut the Fairy Macabre because I have the 2 extra Containment Priests. So I at least have a good amount of cards to recruit for in the matchup. Obviously, 2 mana is a lot less than 0, but you know, I do also have the 2 Grafdigger's Cages, which helps in that matchup as well. So we will see how it all works out. Pay my entry fee while everybody gets ready to go. That's a qualifier, huh? When is that happening? Oh, that is tomorrow morning. Got it. Definitely cannot play in that. Cool. It's probably coming up on the mic. I should stop messing with that. I'm gonna put this over here so that I stop touching it. There we go. And yeah, we'll go in a little bit. We got B&R coming up in a week and a half ish. Look forward to seeing what they do. My current hope is that we'll see Oops and Entomb go, but we will see what happens. You can actually catch me elaborate on my opinions a little bit more. In Eternal Turtles did a community panel for the BNR. I was a part of that for the first time. You can catch my opinion in that video. If you search Eternal Turtles YouTube channel, should be easy to find from there. So I talked about it a little bit last stream as well. So All right, we'll hop in the queue. Hey, Hi Star, how's it going? There we go. All right, we have an opponent. Every IGN I want is taken. Good name. This hand is pretty mid, but we'll try it out. It's got mana at least. Got mana, it's got a couple different things to do. Guess what? I'm playing against Lance again. Holy shit. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you for laughing. I really appreciate it. Well, luckily for me, I have a Caracas. I think I want that. It's a yeah. I should have that. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if it was interesting. Maybe I was supposed to play the Wasteland first. I guess it doesn't really matter because I have the Flicker Wisp in hand. But one thing about playing the Wasteland first is if they try to flute Wastelands, maybe it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll just play Wasteland and attack. That resolves. Find Mox Diamond, Odawara are the two options. I'm guessing they take them. No, they don't have a land, so I think it has to be Odawara, yeah. Or I guess if they had a land, it was possible they had another Yavimaya. But that's the only other thing I can really think of. Okay, they do have a Mox Diamonds. They discard the Odawara for that. Okay, got it. And map. Got it. And they crack the map. Okay. Yeah, this all makes sense. What do they get? Urza Saga? They do get Urza Saga. This can already make green mana because of the Yavimaya. So that's fine. I think, yeah, I'm going to Bowmaster here. And then that's actually that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this thought. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the Thoughtseize. I could have another flute in hand. Oh, it's just explorations. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. So that means I'm pretty free here to just. What do I want to do here, actually? I could I could take them off of 1 mana. Since I Thoughtseize, if I didn't Thoughtseize, I could potentially take them off of, like, 2 mana if I, like, wasted the Yavimaya, flickered their Mox Diamond, something like that. Um, I'm definitely attacking here, at least. I can do that. I also am not really in danger of getting laged right now, which is making me kind of want to just cast a 3-drop. But I'm not sure which 3-drop. Um, if I can, I'm either wisping the diamonds. Um, although I guess wisping the diamond doesn't even really do that much when they have a Yavimaya in play. So maybe I just like wisp Bowmasters for clock, or I could recruit for Lauren or something like that. I don't hate recruiter for Lauren actually. Um, no, I'm gonna do wisp. Just wisp is a better clock. I'm gonna wisp the Mox Diamonds. Just take away a mana here. Also, just gives me a way to attack, get over the Saga tokens. And if they just choose to make a Lage here while I'm tapped out, that's totally fine by me. Yeah, this is deal. If I draw any land here, the game's like over. Now that I didn't draw land, I could Solitude it. It just makes the game take a lot longer than I would like, but I think it's probably what we're supposed to do. Uh, crop rotation for a step. Okay. Sure. Well, that means they can't step through my wisp. Um, so I think that I just recruit for another wisp, and I might just wasteland the Yavimaya. Yeah, get another wisp, waste the Yavimaya. I'll chump with the wisp. Their only other card in hand is Exploration, so there's no 1-draw that does really much of anything. I'll just chump here. Yeah, cool. All right, let's bring in flutes. Bring in my second Wrath of the Skies this time. Thank you very much. Let's get rid of Cabal Therapies. Let's get rid of Bowmasters. What did I have before? I think it was probably something like something to this extent. I'm going to not bring in the ley lines this time, though. They keep just being so bad. I guess if I want something here, I probably would like to have therapy over containment priest. I also really don't want this phantom blade. Um, maybe something like that. I do not bring in leyline versus breakfast, not at all. This looks all right. One nice thing about therapy is that it lets you get value out of your formal wear sometimes, which is why I don't hate keeping him in. Um, definitely not the best, but you can get something out of it sometimes. Discard spell is definitely better against this version of lands than they used to be before. This hand is kind of rough. It doesn't die anytime soon. It has that going for it. It's kind of a science keep. I feel like there are quite a few draws that this just like kind of can't lose to, but the game is going to take a while, so we'll see. Vial is going to be a vial against lands is just very nice though, especially with Caracas and Wasteland. Rumble has a lot of options. Okay. In their spot, I would probably take Saga. They took Map. Okay. That just feels like Saga with extra steps, but basic plane's nice. I was maybe supposed to play the Caracas anyway there, honestly. I guess one reason maybe to take the map is if you have loam. That's probably what it is actually. Yep, there it is. Okay, we don't have much to do against loam, unfortunately. Needle on the vial. Yeah, okay. Well, that's pretty good. I was supposed to do this in their upkeep, probably. Because they could have Force of Vigor right now. It's not likely, but they could have it. Rumble again. They find Stage. I guess there's no way they don't take Stage, right? I take Diamonds. They want to go through the trouble of loam. Oh, they just had a Stage in hand. That's what it is. Okay, got it. They still have the map in hand. They have map depths one other card, right? Because they got back depths, Saga, Odawara, and they discarded the Odawara and put the Saga into play. Yeah, okay. So map depths and something else. Surprised they aren't cracking map or no, I guess they don't have an exploration in play, so map doesn't actually do anything here. I think that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Another rumble. Waste, loam. Okay. I assume they took a wasteland. Yeah. Gross. So their hand right now is, it's now once again depths plus something else. And I really need my draws to be better than this. Oh my god. All right. Unfortunately, I think they're just going to bury us in loam now. Bury us with loam. That is the one thing this hand didn't deal with very well, unfortunately. I should check to see how many copies of loam are in these lists, because for a long time, I don't want to say a long time, for a decent amount of time, the loam lists were playing like, or these lists were playing like one loam. They're not loam. They were playing like 3 loam instead of the full 4. I'm like just saying stuff that's lies. Keep this on 3 like it matters. A basic land is very nice. What's over there? Okay, I'll take a crop rotation. You don't say. Okay, we don't know anything about their hand anymore. All right, split Crocus, make it so they have to wait another turn if they want to do something. They can just map for a wasteland or something if they want to. This is definitely a game where I'm really happy they don't have an exploration in play. And they have milled another exploration. Oh, they have a ghost quarter. Gross. Loam back, waste, saga, ghost quarter. Okay. The game goes on. Can I draw a Wrath? I guess I don't want to draw Wrath of this guys until I have a second white source in play. We haven't seen a single Force of Vigor in all these milled cards. They might be on like just Besage You to answer something like Flute. Oh, excuse me. Man, remember when these vials were going to be so sick? And they got needled like they do. Oh my god. They got needled like they do literally every time I play against Lance. They get needled by like turn 2 every time I draw them. Well, they milled the second needle, so if I answer the first one, I can actually use them like in the long term, so that's cool. I don't know why they're loaming right now. Don't they have Adepts in their hands? Depth, Saga, Wasteland, okay. Man, come on. What was the point of that? Of course I have more white mana. We're gonna do this again, huh? This is a good recruiter turn. Probably recruiting for Lauren here. Yeah. I wish my vial was on 3 right now, unfortunately, but wouldn't have known, 9 turns ago or whatever to stop ticking it up. Spending your time playing a tabernacle, huh? That's fine by me. Hmm. I'm definitely letting the recruiter go. I'm thinking about the Thalia. I think keeping the Thalia really sucks if we don't draw a land. It's just it would be nice to still have it if I drew a land, but I don't think keeping Thalia around is worth the risk, especially when we have a second copy in our hands. Naturally. All right, so I have a lot of options here. I think I don't really think I care about attacking the mana when they just don't really have anything to do with it right now. So I think I'm just going to unlock my vial and play the second one. Yeah. I think it's either vial or boots. What is going on here? Oh, you're just going to flute vial again? Okay. Well, I can deal with that. Oh, right. Cost 3 extra. Now they have an expiration. Okay, things get a little hairy from here. Loan back, stage, depth, ghost quarter. Okay. Stage, and I assume ghost quarter, right? Because they can't actually depth us this turn. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense too. I am going to pay for Lauren. I don't really have a use for the 4th mana right now. Okay, I really don't need more Thalias. Thank you. They basically have enough cards to kill me for forever, so I'm just going to draw a card here before I flicker this. Okay, that is both nice and not nice. Okay, unlocking vial for real this time. Or do I have to get... No. I think I need to unlock the vial to be able to come back from the fact that I have to chump block. Like I think I need the throughput of the vial to deal with the fact that they're going to have a Merit Legion turn in play this turn regardless. So I guess the main risk is that I could just be dead here, but they've gone through 3 crop rotations. I guess they could just play Step from hand. We'll see. I guess they have the map to get it, actually. So yeah, I guess maybe this was just, like, literally dead, and we just had to kill the boots, even if our likelihood of winning after that is still pretty low. Makes them think about it like a Solitude, though. Like, I guess I would say it makes them have to think about it, but they have kind of been playing into everything I could possibly do, so probably safe to assume that they are still just going to keep doing that. Oh, they said dismembered. Okay. All right. We just drew, like, 5 dead cards that game. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay. It's got Wrath of the Skies. It's kind of icky otherwise, but I think Wrath of the Skies is backbreaking enough that we're just going to keep it. Mm-hmm. I am probably going to Wrath after this saga goes off, depending on what else they're doing. They choose the Disruptor Fleet. So no boots. No boots in their deck anymore. Also, this Saga now isn't going off the first time, so that's interesting. Is this a Loam? Okay. For Besiege You and Wasteland, sure. I'll go ahead and get my Swamp here. Okay, cool. That's something I can do in the meantime. I think I am actually going to get a formal wear here because I'm assuming basically what's going to happen here is that or no, I'm supposed to get a sash. What am I talking about? They literally have loam in their yard. I'm stupid. Just kidding. What I was thinking about with formal wear though is that like they kind of have to flute my Stoneforge. So formal wear deals with the fact that like if I Wrath of this guy's for 2, my Stoneforge dies and I can formal wear it. But I think the reality is that they might actually even just pithing down. No, they go for Expedition Map. Okay. Once upon a time. Well, I would rather they be putting stuff in play, but that at least shows a little bit of desperation on their part. So what do I do here? Thank you for laughing. This is game 3. Unless that's a joke and you're talking about Magic the Gathering. Either way, appreciated. I think I'm gonna play my Surveil land here. I'll take another. Yes, it's just like the best thing I can be doing. Do you crack map? Yes. They get stage. Okay. Now I'll put in Sash. Eat the loam. They have another loam, but we'll get there, I think is kind of where I'm at right now. Them spending mana on loam here is pretty costly in a sense, so. Bummer. Okay. Yes, I will take that. That helps too. So they have a loam in their hand. I still don't think this is enough to make me use Wrath of the Skies yet. I'm going to hit the Urza Saga. Oh, I meant to attack, but it would have been for 1 damage. It's not a big deal. Will they make a okay, they are finally making a construct. Oh, yeah, okay, they are. They've used map, they don't have boots, so this basically just has to be needle or diamond, right? Like a needle stone forge to s save themselves from, like, top decks. Needle, Caracas, that makes sense if they feel like they're gonna go for depths at some point. Don't they have another loam in their hands? Am I going crazy? Well, I got enough of these, so I could also Wrath for 1, but I still feel like this is just I have plenty of stuff to do in the meantime. Alright, let's get rid of Saga number 2. Let's actually attack this time. I'm gonna recruit for a Stone Forge here, I think. Yeah. Another Once Upon a Time, alright. They whiff, right? That's what happens? They just whiffed? Sick. Force of Vigor, Crop Rotation, Loam. I don't now that since they didn't cast the loam before, I like barely even care about it now. So I think this is pretty it's one of the other cards. I just don't even can't even tell which one we care about the most. Um Maybe we still just take the loam. The flute doesn't matter because I'm gonna cast the Stoneforge activated, put in Cauldron, and then they're just like out of flute targets for the rest of the game, basically. They've already killed Sash, so what's Force of Vigor gonna do? And crop rotation can only really assemble a combo that I have multiple answers for in my hand. So I think actually just getting rid of this alone simplifies the game the most. Even though I don't think I care about literally any of their cards right now. What do you name Emperor Bones? Solitude. Okay. Yeah, this feels a little unnecessary. um, I will hit their wasteland this time, I guess. They didn't even maze. Yeah, they let me get through first strike damage. Whoops. I'm just gonna keep mana up. Okay, they have depths. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the biggest argument for taking crop rotation is actually that it's kind of annoying if they just go for tabernacle. Far from like a deal breaker, but oh, I should have. Or no, the crocus is needled, so I guess I had the option to like wrath for one and then play Karaka, something like that. But I think I'm just gonna path the um I'm just gonna path the Merit Lage when they go for it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Put Yorn in my hands, and yeah, feeling pretty good. Loam. Okay, all right, that's something. Now I am probably going to Wrath for one and then play Caracas. See, Wrath for one, play Caracas. They can waste the Caracas and then make Lage. Actually, wait. They tapped their Wasteland. Never mind, they can't do that. So, yeah, let's Wrath of the Skies for one. Eat the Loam. All right, here's 5 damage. What do you got? Is getting another maze. It's looking for something. Yeah, okay. All right, well, we played against lands again, but at least we won that time. Last seen 2 days ago playing lands. No. There's no fucking way. I'm not playing his lands again. Oh my god. What is happening? What the fuck? I'm probably not even supposed to be surveilling here, but oh my god. It's actually interesting. I'm not going to cast it on this upcoming turn, but I think I'm probably going to cast it on turn 3. Yeah, I'll keep it. So my Stoneforge is definitely getting fluted here, if I had to guess. I think I want to go for Sash. Yeah, I'll go for Sash. Yeah, the Storm Blue lands in, apparently. All right, well, their draw sucks, so at least I got that going for me. Maybe I'm supposed to just attack for 1 there. I don't know. I'm guessing they were trying to kill me there. They had a crop rotation. They just needed to go for it on their turn instead of letting me play Wasteland. Yeah, well, now they have it again. I think I'm just going to keep my mana. I could flash in Bowmasters if they go for it. I can then like Wisp the Merit Liege on my turn. Maybe I am supposed to do that actually because if they have a crop rotation to get a Sajiri step, I really need them to do it on my turn as opposed to on their turn when they're about to attack. So yeah, I'm just going to Bowmaster here. Also worth noting, I can actually Wasteland the 1 land that they have. That like the Avamaya is going to be left over, so they have if they have a crop rotation, they kind of just have to do it right away, not even knowing what I'm about to do. So which is probably what I'm going to do here, honestly. Yeah, cool. Life from the Loam is cheating. Just want to say that right now. Though notably, they can only play one land a turn still. So like, I eat the Loam plus 2 other cards. I can Vile in the Sash this upcoming turn. I'm gonna. They played Exploration, but they aren't doing anything else yet. Beseju, Wasteland. Deal. Sure. Okay. I was gonna say maybe they're just going for Saga because that's the only way they see out of this, which may be reasonable. All right. If I attack with everything, are they dead? So attack all here. Yeah. Or so they're not dead, but they have to chump block the Sash, which is good enough. That's the goal, basically. Actually, I guess they might have been dead if I moved the Sash over to the Wisp. Or they are just dead. Unless... Yeah, okay, sure. What have I been doing? Something like this. Yeah, good enough. But yeah, I think that might have been actually exactly lethal if I moved the Sash over to the Wisp. Wisp is a 6/4. I have 3 1/1s, so they can only block 1 damage, and then I have 6, 7, 8, plus 2 more mana eating permanents with Sash. So yeah, I think I had exactly lethal by even through a potential, even through the Saga blocking. If I just move the Sash over to the Wisp. Hi, Chileth. How's it going? Welcome to me playing lands for like the 4th match in a row. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. This hand is pretty iffy. Yeah, I think if I was on the play, I would keep this. On the draw, I think this loses just way too much because like I don't want to get wastelanded. I don't want to get saga'd. I don't want to get loamed. Basically, the only thing I'm good against is if their hand does nothing or makes like a Merit Legion. That's it. Um, Thought seizing twice is always fun, and this hand doesn't literally die for a while, but it is better than playing against Oops. But my brain can only take so much. Yeah, I'm gonna mill this. This is pretty similar, but a lot more well-rounded. So I'm happy about that. I'm getting rid of one of the 3 drops. Um, I'm leaning towards keeping the Skyclave. Wisp is better if I'm getting laged, but I think Skyclave is just more. It's better in general. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Am I getting laged? Is this naming Caracas and I'm getting laged? I mean, if they're laging me this fast, Wisp doesn't matter anyway, so. Yeah, they just named Caracas. Perfect. Okay, Swamp is not bad. Oh, no, their hand doesn't do anything. Got it. Okay. Um, so I think I just have to flute stage right now. Um, it'll suck if they draw Saga instead of Depths, but the problem is if they just draw Depths and play it, then I lose. So I think we just have to make the play that gives us more time than that. So I also just have a lot more cards in my deck that deal with an Urza Saga than a Thespian stage. So nice. I could Skyclave the Needle just to be good against future top decked Crocus. I don't care about taking 1 exploration when they have 2. I think these explorations have done everything they're going to at this point. So I think I'm just gonna hold up Bowmasters. Yeah. Rotating the stage into a saga. Yep. Okay. They're making 2/2 sagas, annoyingly. Now that's gaming. Remember when I said I had more answers to saga than to than to stage in my deck? God, Lauren is just the best. I don't know how else to put it. This card's just sick. Those 6 months where she sucked made me really sad. Okay, interesting. I'll surveil. I want to keep that. I guess, do I? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. I just have to account for the fact that, like, okay, so I think what they're doing here is they're about to cast a loam, and they were using the Beseiju on the flute is like more or less free. So they're gonna loam back Beseiju Saga stage and play stage Saga, which is actually kind of a big deal to the point that I think I just need to get rid of this Stoneforge. Yeah, I think if it's good, I'm probably going to have the time to Emperor for it, so there's that too. Yeah, okay. All right, give me something good. Hey, I found something good. This is actually insane too, because I can Wrath of the Skies for 1, kill all of these, and play Emperor and exile the loam. Yeah, this is fucked up. Yeah, uh-huh. Yep. I'm glad for once I made one change to my deck, and I'm actually getting rewarded for it repeatedly. I'm so used to like adjusting to a deck that's popular and then playing against it 0 times. This time I am ad hoc adjusting to the only deck I can play against, apparently, and it's actually working out really well for me. Get rid of life from the loam, please. Thank you. Boo. Yeah, there's a Saga this time. I'll probably go for a Stoneforge next turn. Do I have us each draw a card? I'm pretty sure the answer is no, because they're just like so far behind. There's no reason to give them a free draw step. I'll go ahead and play Thalia and put Yoran in my hands. All right, now I know my paths are free. I think these decks usually only play one forest. Could be wrong about that. All right. God, I love Hasty, Emperor of Bone, Stoneforge Mystics. They're the coolest. All right. We'll be playing against it a third time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing a play point code giveaway, by the way. I'll probably do it after this round, and then we'll run it through round 4. How do you say the D&T community feels about its metagame position right now? I think generally, my answer usually doesn't change. I think that there are very few metas you can't build D&T to be good against. Um, it's mostly just a question of how much work it is to get your wins. Um, I think right now it's okay. Um, I think a lot of the MH3 cards just gave us really good coverage out of our sideboard, which I think was something that we had been kind of missing for a while. You know, stuff like Disruptor, Flute, Wrath of the Skies are just like they just cover a lot of bases. Um, so I'm mostly happy with it. Reanimator matchup's okay. You can board reasonably well for oops. That's more like it. Do I want to play Caracas? No. I'm going to play Mesa. Um, yeah, I mean, I just don't know what the I don't know the community vibes generally. I can only really speak for myself for the most part and some of my closer friends. a lot of the format is tempo. I think the reality is that, like, a lot of ways to be successful. Um, am I casting a 2-drop here? I don't think I am. I don't think there's a reason to get dazed. But no, the Black Splash just feels strong into a lot of stuff. Okay, Double Wasteland, got it. Yeah, there's a lot of non-games. I would agree that that's the main complaint, and really the only complaint I think I have overall. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna take one. I will get basic swamp here, play Caracas, cast Stoneforge. And I think I'm just gonna get formal wear. Tough to say. I think it's either formal wear or sash, but I'm just gonna go with formal wear. Formal wear is broken. They should take their draw step, but that's okay. It's a fatal push, sure. Man, what is over there? Oh, well. I really don't like wastelanding tempo, but I almost want a therapy first. I kind of just want a therapy name Force Days, maybe. I think I'm going to name Days because I'm really likely to play into it at some point here. Yep, cool. Oh, multiple brazen borrowers, you say? Um, I guess. It is kind of awkward that I would have to get a scrub land here to cast a Bowmaster to flashback the therapy. Um, so I think I am just chilling. I guess maybe I'm not chilling. Maybe I'm still supposed to waste. I'm gonna see if they do anything on our end step. How about that? Yes, jam and Bowmasters. Okay. Okay. Now that they've used this, I'm gonna go ahead and waste their underground sea and go ahead and plow the Netherglyph to get a little bit of wiggle room back. And they're over it. Sick. Let's bring in some Wraths and some Paths. Let's cut those therapies and Containment Priests. Call it good. I guess I maybe want therapy over Lauren. And that's probably good. Yeah. This hand looks lovely. I'm just going to put some basics in play. Yeah, that's fine by me. Mm-hmm. You gonna Thoughtseize me? I dare you. No, just another Netherwave. Yeah, that's fine. I'm leaning towards casting Stoneforge here, because if it gets dazed, that's cool, because then I just untap and Wrath this guy's for 1. Obviously, exiling Netherglyphs is better than destroying them, but I just don't think that happens that often. Force pitching Consign. Oh, hell yeah. All right. We're in business. And nothing? All right, sick. I'm just going to pass. I don't even want to give them a target for Bowmasters that they could have. Sure. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this. Still not playing Thalia for the same reason. That's what I imagine it feels like to play Doomsday versus D&T. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I imagine it's pretty similar. I'll keep that. Okay. Force pitcher Brazen Borrower. It's a 3/4. Sure, that's fine. It's gonna be a 4/5 now. They keep the card on top. Did they shuffle off the Ponder? No. Huh. Ponder was all cards they wanted. Jeez. I was actually maybe supposed to cast Thalia first because they could push this Emperor before I actually get this Solitude off. Nope. We got there. It's Barrowglyph. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to get a Bowmaster into play here. Go ahead and fetch. Fetch for thinning. Damn. What do I want to do here? Is there a card type. I can get rid of artifacts. Make the Baraglyph a 4/5. I can also buy Yorion and play it. It would lose to a daze, which they would have had to keep on purpose off of this ponder at this point, I'm pretty sure. So I think I just go to combat, exile the vial to get rid of one card type for Goyf, buy Yorion, play it, flicker them, reset the Emperor Bone so we can Stoneforge next turn. Yep. And they're sick. All right. Well, we're off to a great start tonight. I'm going to go ahead and start a giveaway for a Magic the Gathering Online Playpoint code given to us by our friends over at Daybreak Games. In spirit of the fact that I have played against lands, I believe 4 of my last 5 or 6 matches, we're going to go ahead and make the code for this giveaway Lands Magnet. That's me. I am the Lands Magnet. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on the screen real quick right there. We're going to run this giveaway all the way through this upcoming match. At the end of the next match, I'll give it like a minute or so, and we'll pick a winner. Life. What's a smagnet? It sounds like a slur. I don't want to answer that question. No exclamation point. You just want to put Lands Magnet. It's me. I'm the Lands Magnet. Hatem112, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a good time. All right, here we go. I won a die roll and have an unkeepable hand. Perfect. This hand is almost unkeepable for a different reason, but we will keep it. Verdant Catacombs. What does that mean? What? I have questions, but I suspect I will not be getting satisfactory answers. Okay. It is, in fact, Reanimator. But also, what the hell? The Verdant Catacombs made me think that it might be like Mono Black Reanimator, but then when they just went turn 1 sorcery speed surveil lands, I was like, "What?" It can't really do anything after this, though. Would they just take the... What? Huh? I'm confused. I don't understand. I'm just gonna recruit for Containment Priest. I can't imagine an unmasked deck doing something that would not constitute a Containment Priest. And you know what? If I'm wrong, then okay. No, that's my Containment Priest. I have a feeling Astalia is really saving us right now, to be totally honest. Uh-huh. You don't need an exclamation point. You specifically do not want one. I'm gonna keep that Wisp. Can recruit her for my second main deck Containment Priest. Wow, you were muted. What? What a bad friend. I'm gonna make my opponent really upset and recruit for a second main deck Containment Priest. But you know, that is the meta we live in right now, so. All right, cool. They're over it. All right. Well, I have like 400 cards for this matchup, so that's cool. I'm at least bringing in these. I'm going to think about the flutes, but we'll see what I have to cut. Let's get rid of this and these and these and these and probably these. And that actually kind of works out. Is there anything I want to change here? I guess I probably... Phantom Blade is probably worse than like a Bowmaster's. Maybe not. Maybe I want Flicker Wisp actually instead for when they reanimate my own stuff. And I also think with these flutes, but I'm not 100% sure what these flutes would be naming. I guess they're probably going to be better though than like... I think this is a matchup I can actually cut a land a lot of times. I can cut a... Or these should be on this side. I can cut a Surveya, and maybe not a Surveya land. I should cut one plains. Try something like this. Bringing Wrath. This guy's for Lotus Petals. All right, calm down. Do I think I'm getting my first turn? If I think I'm getting my first turn, there's a good chance I'm getting my second. And my opponent's mulling to 6. I'm going to try it. My opponent's mulling to 5. Bad news for me. Yeah. They have the 5 cards that matter. I assume this is going to be a Grizzlebrand deck. Oh, you're playing Iona. Okay, well, I'll go look for Caracas then, I guess. Someone clip. Here I was thinking I was gonna be so smart, surveilling and milling until I hit it. All right, give a minute for me to call the giveaway. Oh, you know what? I needed this. I've had a couple pretty, you know. I think that one was the most extreme. I definitely had a couple draws this game or tonight that have been like very fortunate, but there weren't really any that like I needed to draw specifically that card in order to like not die. That time. That's the one card I needed. Hooray, buddy, what's up? How you going? Thanks for the sub. You gonna be around for me to rage in a bit? I missed you. All right, sick. Got one more match to do. 30 seconds left. If you would like to enter the giveaway, type Lands Magnet into chat to get 120 Magic the Gathering Online Playpoint code. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for that clip. Been grinding Pokemon. Whoa. What even is that? I've never heard of it. All right, giveaway is getting called right now. There we go. Dellel, I will message you. Give me 1 second. Where are my links? Here we go. You are our winner. Have you won one for me before? Looks like no. Okay. All right, there you go. I sent you a code. Let me know if it doesn't work. Come on, let's get that last one. There we go. Last scene playing Reanimator, huh? Naturally, I'm on the draw. This hand leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, we're going to mulligan this. This hand leaves extremely similar things to be desired, but it's at least a little bit better. I'm going to throw the Flicker Wisp back, I think. The double croc is kind of a joke, but also I have to assume one of them is getting wastelanded, I think, and Wisp is just not really where it's at in this matchup, so thank you for the luck. See if we can string it together. Come on, Tameo. Tameo into my Crocus. Yes. All right. First victory. Very happy to see them surveil here. All right, cool. All right, I will go ahead and Thoughtseize them. Do they want to brainstorm? No. Just ponders. Ponders as far as the eye can see. Got it. And they milled the card, right? Because it was a flooded strand. So I'm definitely taking a ponder here, and then it's just a question of whether I feel like I'm safe to put the um put the shields down to cast a vial here. The only real punish is like exactly brainstorm. Um so I think I'm supposed to do it. I guess it could be third ponder is the other possibility, right? They have to ponder into another ponder, play Tameo, cast ponder. But it could happen, not super likely. Okay. Try to Stoneforge for Cauldron right away. This teaches me to just never put, never tap down on Caracas, I guess. Another brainstorm is a little reassuring though, because I guess now the Tameo is basically answered. I mean, obviously them casting two brain. What? What's happening? I don't understand what people are doing today. Okay. Let's get rid of some therapies. Let's get rid of some Thalias. And they need to cut 3 more cards. Goodbye. My boarding here is actually a little awkward. I could get rid of... I don't think I really want to get rid of Bowmasters, though. I guess it's also worth noting, I didn't actually see any part of like nothing that we saw was unique to Reanimator. It could have just been tempo. I do have to keep that in mind. The only reason I'm thinking that it's Reanimator is because that's what Goldfish said. But I guess another way to look at it is that, like, oh no, they're playing tempo, so I'm already ahead anyway, so I might as well just board, assuming that they're the harder matchup. What are the last two cards I want to cut here? I could maybe go down like 1 Skyclave. I don't want to go down 2. I could go down to 1 Wisp, since Wisp is really only that good if they reanimate my stuff. Yeah, let's try that. The scene is pretty good, assuming we don't get Entombed, but that's also kind of the the normal the normal state of things for D&T. So I think I think this is probably worth keeping. If there's a hand that doesn't have graveyard hate that's worth keeping, it probably looks something like this. It would probably need to have a, ideally it would have more resilient mana. It's the one weakness I think this hand has a bit. Yeah, maybe they'll entomb my own. That never happens, smile. Caracas? No. That's a really nice draw though. Especially because off basic islands they can't entomb reanimate in one turn. Sick. Yeah, but a Tameo deck wouldn't have Dark Ritual. At least, assuming they're playing like stock Reanimator. But milled a Brainstorm, huh? All right. I really would like to play my Surveil land here, but I think that I still want to get this Grafdigger's Cage in under days. This just smells like a Barrow Goyf to me. Get your basic swamp. Hell yes. That's what I'm talking about. I love when my opponent listens to me. Ooh, basic swamp's pretty nice too. Yeah, yes, thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Bummer. Goodbye, Emperor of Bones, probably. Um, oh, okay. If they have push, I feel like I'm like really okay with this. Mm-hmm. Do they have petty theft reanimate, something like that? Okay. Okay. That resolves. Now the question is, do we want to cash in the Emperor now, or do we want to, like, I kind of see two ways. Like, if we use the path, it means that like they don't gain life, which I think is actually kind of important here. Um so we actually get to like use our solitude to attack also. Um and it's a reanimation, it's a removal spell that can't get thoughts used. Um Using the solitude is better, or using the Emperor is better against push. I think I'm supposed to path because they could just be dead here if they don't draw the right cards off the Atraxa. They do have a push. Looks like they get 5 cards. Creature. Yeah, they get 5 cards off. Goodness. All right, so this would have been better if I had used the Solitude, unfortunately. But yeah, yeah. I just wish that the actual name of the card wasn't so hard to see. Underground Sea, Ponder, Murktide, Fatal Push. So they didn't keep the Kaito? Am I confused? Am I missing something? I guess they just didn't take Kaito, yeah. All right, well, I got a few turns against this Murktide. Shuffle off the Ponder. Here's the Murktide. Uh-huh. And a Barrow. Jesus, okay. So I really need that. That's pretty good. Um, yeah, I'll take that. Answer the Barrogoyf, get to chump the Murktide at least once. It's not quite what I wanted to see, but that's how it goes. Taking 11. I'm going to take 12 because I'm going to surveil also. I can't formal wear because of the cage. I'm 1 mana off of Phantom Blade. So I think this is not good enough. Yeah, if I could cast a Phantom Blade, I would keep Stoneforge, but I cannot, so. Formal wear would be pretty good. I thought about potentially not casting Cage at some point in case that was a possibility, but good bouncing Murktide to remove counters better so you can Yorion Skyclave to hit Barrogoyf. Maybe, but I think leaving the Barrogoyf in play is like really risky against them top decking removal, and we already really don't want them to draw removal, so. Yeah, I think probably the biggest question mark is whether we were supposed to play this Grafdigger's Cage. Because we're just kind of like, I feel like we're kind of just flipping a coin. Like, do we draw Formal Wear before they draw another reanimation spell, basically? Brutal. I am just dead to that. Yeah, I'm super dead to that. Damn. Yeah, let's resubmit. I really do not want these two cards next to each other, but I'm going to keep this. Don't Thoughtseize me. Just don't Thoughtseize me. Fuck. Fuck, shit, fuck. Okay, just don't have reanimate. No reanimate. Fuck. This is not going well, gang. All right, I suspect that this is going to be a petty theft on the ley line. No more lands, thank you. Can I draw a Containment Priest? That'd be pretty cool. No. Yeah. Yeah, that is the land I want to draw. I worry it will not be enough, but we'll see what happens. Oh. What? Huh? I'll keep that for the Brazen Borrower, I think. Am I just recasting the ley line here? Like, right? Right? Yeah, they could have days if they daze a well. If they have another Entomb, why didn't they just Entomb reanimate for something good last turn? Yeah. I think it's more likely to be days. Probably a surveilling and then pick that up for the days. No, it just resolves. All right. I don't understand anything. It does, doesn't it? It's looking a little bit like a hard cast Cauldron Cave. Ugh. Okay, I think I'm putting Yarn in my hand here and holding up Bowmasters. I assume it's going to be end step Brazen Borrower. I'll Bowmaster that. Yeah, I'll also let that go through. Taking so much mana off my lands this game. I'm gonna start with Yorion here. I should at least represent black mana. There we go. Let's see if they force me or something like that. Nope. Okay. I don't think I'm even going to blink out my Bowmasters here, to be totally honest. Oh, I'm definitely not blinking out my Bowmasters. Just kidding. I like literally wasn't sure if I was going to anyway, because I don't want to give them an opening to cast a cantrip that's been stuck in their hand. So yes, we could. We could blink out the token. Sure. What if they have this? Could be like a shoot the sheriff or something, but I got it. I think I just have to get through their interaction in a certain sense. Or if it's a brainstorm, then like whatever, because I can just attack it. Yeah, this looks like shoot the sheriff. Or something to that extent. Bitter triumph, okay. And they discard a Murktide. Yeah. Deal. Hmm. So I can cast Cauldra through days by Lotus Pedaling my Caracas. So that is what we're gonna do. This might be the first time I have ever hard cast Cauldra against Reanimator. Okay. You got it. Now that's what I like to see. Entomb to shuffle and or get a card you don't want to draw. Okay, I don't know if that's the sure. Whatever. You do you. Oh, I'm so glad this came up. The song is so sick. It's new between the buried and me single. What the hell is this? Oh, that kind of Murktide. Got it. What's up? All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. So my opponent just hardcast a Pitiful Murktide, and yeah, Katama Priest does not work against Kaito. It should work against Kaito or Grist, if not both. It's really dumb that it works against neither. I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 2. I mean, the path on the Murktide is game, so. Hell yeah. Trophy through both my deck, my Nemesis deck, and actually the best deck in the format. So hey, I'll take it. That was sick. Um, all right, let me. All right, cool. I will go ahead and get that posted on the social soon. All right, that was sick. That was a really good league. I feel like I played tight. I feel like I got there. There were a lot of situations again where I drew cards that were it was really fortunate for me to draw, but I feel like in a lot of those situations I was setting myself up to draw them, and I was rarely in positions where if I had not drawn that card I was dead. So, you know, both fortunate and smart, I think. You know, lucky, handsome, all that stuff. That was sick. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Um, let me go. Harain, are you streaming yet? Bro, you up? He is up. Okay, awesome. All right. Uh, I have to end this song early, unfortunately. But if you are a Between the Buried and Me fan like I am, they dropped this single a week ago. It is fucking tight. You should listen to it. But in the meantime, we're gonna go raid our good friend Harain. Thank you everybody for hanging out as always. Sick trophy. I'll post about it. Feel really good about that. If you're new to the stream, thank you for being here. I stream every Thursday and Sunday, starting around 8:30 Eastern. Always D&T and Legacy of some kind. I've pretty much exclusively played the Black Splash since Lord of the Rings came out, so that's where my expertise lies, at least. So we're gonna go ahead and raid Harain. Again, thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll see you soon. I said that too soon. I forgot how long I have to wait to actually click the raid now button. And now I will see you soon. Bang.